just talk about you first, so that if the audience does not know, growing up in South Africa.
Yeah.
And how did you end up in Canada?
I guess growing up in South Africa, it was very technology oriented, and I taught myself how to program computers, mostly because I wanted to program games. And when I was about 12, I programmed, sold my first game, and whenever I'd read about technology and great innovation, it was coming from the United States. And so when I was 17, as soon as I got my Canadian passport, 3 weeks later I was in Canada. So after PayPal, that gave me a fair bit of capital, and there were three areas. When I was in college, there were three areas that I thought would most affect the future of humanity. And those were the internet, the transition to a sustainable energy and transportation sector, and the third was space exploration, in particular the extension of life to multiple planets.
It really wasn't from the perspective of what's the rank-ordered best way to make money, which is okay, but it was really what I think is going to most affect the future of humanity. So that's the basis for SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity. And when I started SpaceX, initially I thought that, well, there's no way one could possibly start a rocket company. I wasn't that crazy. So I actually went to Russia 3 times to look at buying a refurbished ICBM. So after my third trip, I said, okay, well, what we really need to do here is try to solve the space transport problem, and started SpaceX. This was against the advice of pretty much everyone I talked to. It was tough going there in the beginning because I'd never built anything physical. I mean, I built like little model rockets as a kid and that kind of thing, but I'd never had a company that built anything physical.
The odds of me coming into the rocket business, not knowing anything about rockets, not having ever built anything, I mean, I would have to be insane if I thought the odds were in my favor.
Why even begin?
When something is important enough, you do it even though the odds are not in your favor.
And so we did all that and then failed 3 times. It was tough going.
When you had that third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
The first launch, I was picking up bits of rocket near the launch site. It was a bit sad. But we learned with each successive flight, and were able to, eventually with the 4th flight in 2008, reach orbit. And that was also with the last bit of money that we had.
If that 4th launch hadn't worked, that would have been it. We would have not had the resources to mount a 5th.
You couldn't have gone out at that point.
Yes, death would have been, I think, inevitable because we did not have the resources to mount a 5th launch.
And then on the Tesla front, the goal with Tesla was really to try to show that what electric cars can do, because people had the wrong impression. We had to change people's perception of an electric vehicle, because they used to think of it as something that was slow and ugly and had low range, kind of like a golf cart. So that's why we created the Tesla Roadster, to show that you can be fast, attractive, and long range. So we made the Tesla Roadster, and now we're coming out soon with the Model S, which is a 4-door sedan. Because after we made the Tesla Roadster, people said, oh, sure, we always knew you could make a car like that. It's an expensive car, and it's low volume, and it's small and all that, but you couldn't make a real car. Like, okay, fine, we're going to make that too.
A lot of people, a lot of experts, maybe journalists, all the kinds of, the public in general have a lot of doubt about whether it's possible. And you yourself know that even if it's a non-null set, non-empty set of success, it's still unlikely or very difficult. Like, where do you go to, both personally, intellectually, as an engineer, as a team, for source of strength needed to sort of persevere through this and to keep going with the project, take it to completion?
That's really not how I think about things. I mean, for me, it's simply this is something that is important to get done, and we should just keep doing it, or die trying. And I don't need a source of strength.
So quitting is not even like,
It's not in my nature. And I don't care about optimism or pessimism. Fuck that, we're going to get it done.
Creating a company is almost like having a child. So it's sort of like, how do you say your child should not have food?
So once you have the company, you have to feed it and nurse it and take care of it, even if it ruins you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like our channel and leave a comment down below about what video we should do next.